Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today we're going to be unboxing 3 cologne fragrances from the House of Paris corner. So let's jump into it. All right, we are back with another unboxing first impressions video of 3 cologne fragrances from the House of Paris corner. We got one from their North Stag line, one from the Killer Oud line, and one from their Pendora Scents line. So pretty excited about this. Pick these all up from Perfume Online and Fragrance Buy. Links will be down in the description if you decide you want to check any of these fragrances out. Also have some coupon codes. Save yourself $5 off your first purchase at either one of those fragrance discounters if you decide you want to shop with them. So pretty excited about this one. There's a couple in here that I've been wanting to get my hands on for a while. So let's quit screwing around and let's get into it. All right, kicking things off, we're gonna go with the Killer Oud line, and it's Paris Corner's Killer Oud Sunrise. Now, scoop this bad boy up for $38 at Perfume Online. And this has been around for a little while now, but it's been tough to find here in Canada, but became available on Perfume Online, so decided to scoop it up. Pretty big fan of the Killer Oud line. There's a few in there that are some of my absolute favorites, so hoping this might be one of them. Let's find out, shall we? All right, so there we have the box presentation for Killer Oud Sunrise. Typical to their Killer Oud line, this is the standard box and it is a slide off cover. A little rough in transit, bear with me. There, a little crooked. That's how it should look. So same style of bottle as the other Killer Ouds. Got the little tassel on top, nice rounded corners, nice thick bottle with a thick base to it, but overall, pretty straightforward. Cap on this, nice thick heavy metal, and the atomizer on this bad boy. Decent atomizer will get the job done, but what does this smell like? So right off the jump, just smelling this in the air, this is quite nice. This has got this aromatic, clean, yet kind of fun with like hints of fruitiness to it, a little bit of like vanilla that's in the background, a liveliness, kind of like an uplifting sort of vibe going on right now. I'm enjoying this. Let's get this on paper. Let's dive in. Yeah, so the initial opening here is quite interesting. There's a lot of different things going on right here. It has this nice aromatic lavender that's working its way through, this brandy note that's in there. It gives it kind of a fruitiness that's going on, and it mixes with a little hint of some orange and little touches of green. You also got some nice aromatics that are in the mid, and I am picking up on the cedar note that's in the base. A real nice mix of these different types of aromatics, this woodiness that goes on, but it still has this fun, playful, sort of sweet vibe going on with it. Little bits of vanilla and some fruitiness to it. This is quite nice. Now, I should mention this is supposed to be a clone or a twist of the Homage Sunshine Man, which is now discontinued as far as I know, but I haven't followed that one too closely, but that's what this is trying to go after. This is an interesting balance. This has got this cleanness to it, this kind of gentleman side to it, but it's also got this playfulness to it with some sweetness that's mixed in there. Not quite like a gourmand style of fragrance, but it's not like quite on the barbershop side. It's like sitting somewhere in the middle here. This is very, very nice. Let's skip to the dry down. So far, I'm really enjoying this one, but let's see what the dry down brings to us. All right, back with the dry down of Paris Corner's Killer Oud Sunrise. Been about an hour, let it settle down, do its own thing. This did change a little bit, and let me tell you, I am a fan of this fragrance. The cedar that's in the base has come through a little bit more. It's a nice, light, airy, dry style of cedar. Little hint of some spice that's worked its way in there as well. And it mixes with this almost dry style of tonka, but this also nice creamy vanilla, adding this sweetness to it. And these nice, kind of sweet, aromatic green touches that come through with like juniper berry, clary sage style of scented DNA. Oh, and it all marries together in a very, it's a classy style of fragrance, but it's got this little playful side to it as well with that sweetness that comes through. So it's got that mature sort of vibe, like almost the barbershop style of clean aromatics and the green touches to it, but mixing with those kind of gourmandy scented chords. Neither are a barbershop fragrance, neither a gourmand fragrance, just kind of marries together and has its own unique personality. And I am really enjoying this one. Probably gonna be my scent of the day today. It's unseasonably warm here in Canada for March, so I think this might just hit that mark. Gonna have to try this one out. Performance-wise, I'm not sure what this is gonna do. I'll have to get back to you guys and do a full review, but I definitely will be doing a full review because I am liking this one quite a bit. I think for $38, this has potential to be a fantastic fragrance, but I'll get back to you guys. That's Paris Corner's Killer Oud Sunrise. All right, next up, going to the North Stag line with Paris Corner's North Stag Huit. Now, also picked this up from Perfume Online for $38. I've been wanting to get my hands on this one for quite a while because apparently this is a clone of Viktor and Rolf's Spice Bomb, which is one of my all-time favorite fragrances, and so I am curious to see if they hit the mark on this one. So let's dive in, let's find out. All right, so there we have the box presentation for Paris Corner's North Stag Huit. Nice box presentation, nice thick cardboard on this, and it is kind of a open up like a so, stuff falling out everywhere, revealing our fragrance bottle sitting in this nice, cozy kind of foam fuzzy insert here, revealing our bottle, which are a very nice bottle to this. Nice thick heavy glass, nice thick base to it. I do enjoy this gradient that's running through it, and we got the name of the fragrance right there. Cap on this, a little is it lightweight? Yeah, it's pretty lightweight. A little bit of a cheapy plastic. I think I could crush this with my powerful hands if I really tried. And the atomizer on this sucker. Fat sprays, doesn't go too far, but it'll definitely get the job done. But what does this smell like? So right off the jump, just smelling this in the air, this is definitely a Spice Bomb clone. I'm getting that pink pepper right away. Little hints of that tobacco that's working its way through, has that pink pepper sweetness, but it also has that nice mix of spices going through. So in the air right now, this is pretty close to that original Spice Bomb, but let's get this on paper. Let's pick this apart a little bit. Yeah, so right out the gate, definitely what they were going for was that Spice Bomb original style of DNA. That pink pepper, undeniable, has that touch of sweetness with that spice going on to it. The grapefruit, a little bit of aromatic lavender that's worked its way in there. The hints of tobacco that are there. It is missing a little bit of that spice profile that the original Spice Bomb has. Doesn't quite get there, but that pink pepper lends itself to that original DNA quite well. I am finding this is a little bit like cooler when it comes to the spices. It doesn't have that same style of warmth that the original Spice Bomb has. Pretty close, but not quite there. It's missing that paprika. It's the paprika. It's a little bit of that elemi that's in the original that I'm not quite picking up on in this one, but it is pretty close. This one has a little bit of extra sweetness and a little bit less spice than the original Spice Bomb, but it is pretty close. Yeah, definitely enjoying this one. Let's skip to the dry down, see how this all unfolds, and we'll go from there. All right, back with the dry down of Paris Corner's North Stag Huit. Been about an hour, let this settle down, do its own thing. This is undeniably trying to be a Spice Bomb, the original clone, and I think they get pretty close. If people ask for percentages, if I had to say, I'd say this is about 75, maybe 80% of the way to the Spice Bomb original. There are some slight differences. They do hit that spice profile pretty close. There is a little bit of a black pepper in here, which is a bit different, but that pink pepper is very, very familiar to the original Spice Bomb from Viktor and Rolf. But this does have some added sweetness. So this is like the OG Spice Bomb with like a hint of vanilla that comes through in the base. So it has like a little bit of a smooth, creamy vanilla that is poking through those spices. And it is missing that added elemi that I mentioned previously. So very close to the Spice Bomb original, not quite there, but as a standalone fragrance, I really like this one. This is quite nice. If you're into that Spice Bomb DNA, you are going to enjoy this one. This one's just a little bit cooler on the spice department, and it has that added sweetness, that added kind of creamy base to it with that vanilla. And I think this is going to be a winner. If the performance on this is anything like the North Stag Neuf, yes, North Stag Neuf, which is a great performing fragrance, if it's anywhere close to this one, this is absolutely going to be a hit. And for $38, I am quite pleased with this one. Again, pending performance. I have to get back to you guys with a full review, but very happy with this pickup so far. And that's Paris Corner's North Stag Huit. All right, last, but hopefully not least, going to the Pendora Scents line with Paris Corner's Pendora Scents Milano Prive. Now, picked this bad boy up for $28 at Fragrance Buy, and this is supposed to be a clone of Paco Rabanne's 1 Million Prive, as the name might suggest, so let's find out, shall we? Come on. All right, there we have the box presentation for Milano Prive. Typical cardboard box, gold shimmer to add a little bit of pizzazz to it, but let's see what the bottle looks like. All right, there we have the bottle presentation for Milano Prive. Nice looking bottle, got kind of a nice kind of tapered top to it, nice thick glass, bit of a thick base to it. Yeah, nice looking bottle presentation. Cap on this is a very lightweight, cheap plastic, but it's got a little bit of thickness to it. So not too bad, I don't think it'll break too easy, but it is a cheap plastic. And the atomizer on this, ooh, it's a little gurgly. It's a little sketchy. There we go. Decent atomizer, goes a fair distance. That gurgling noise made me a little bit nervous, but what does this smell like? So right off the jump, just smelling this in the air right now, definitely has that 1 million Prive style of DNA going on to it. Has that cinnamon going on, that sweet blood orange that's worked its way in there as well. Not as sweet as the 1 million DNA they're used to. The Paco Rabanne 1 million DNA across the line is a pretty sweet fragrance. It is sweet in the air, but it's not quite there. But let's get this on paper. Let's see what we're dealing with. Yeah, so right off the rip, just smelling this off paper, that blood orange comes forward the most with that cinnamon tucked in behind. So it has nice kind of citrus sweetness going on to it with some nice warm spiciness that's there. Really quite nice. It's not as rich as the 1 million Prive, but again, for a, what, $28 clone, this is getting pretty close. As it's starting to open up a little bit more, some of that tobacco's coming through. A little hint of that myrrh as well, so it's got a little bit of resin sort of peeking its head out, but the tobacco's coming forward, giving it a bit of a dry earthiness to it. The patchouli's adding a little bit of woodiness to this as well, but that sweetness from that blood orange and that warm spice is still sitting on top of those right now, but you're just starting to get a little bit more depth coming through with that tobacco and that patchouli. Yeah, this is really quite nice, but like I said at the very beginning, this isn't as sweet as I was expecting. I was expecting this to be a little bit more on the sweet side. Let's skip to the dry down, see how this unfolds, and we'll go from there. All right, back with the dry down of Paris Corner's Pendora Scents Milano Prive. Been an hour, let it settle down, do its own thing. As this hit the dry down, this got a lot like darker, deeper, woodier style of scent accord coming through. More of those earthy notes came through, that patchouli that came through, giving it a nice woody profile, mixing in with that tobacco note that's in there as well. And it does have a really nice kind of date night, kind of mysteriousness to it that I am quite enjoying. Yeah, the tonka's coming through as well. That cinnamon still lingering there, but those other scents accords have kind of taken a little bit more of the stage, if you will, than that cinnamon, but it is still there. Sweetness is dialed down a little bit, and it is a little bit more focused on the spice and those kind of earthy tobacco, the patchouli woodiness that comes through in that base. And I do quite like this. So we'll see what the performance is like on this. I'll have to wear this a few times and then give it a go, but again, I think this is a win, and for 28 bucks, I think this is a good pickup. Pending performance, have to get back to you guys, but I think we got a winner here. That's Paris Corner's Pendora Scents Milano Prive. All right, so there you have it. That's 3 clone fragrances from the House of Paris Corner, my unboxing and first impressions. But I want to hear from you guys. What are some other Paris Corner fragrances that you'd like to see me do an unboxing or a full review on? Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love getting your different recommendations, your hidden gems, your different tastes and scent profiles. Appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.